Hey everybody, welcome back to Freaky Funko Friday. My name is Anthony. Welcome back to all my freaks watching. Today we're going to be discussing, and I would consider this long anticipated, it's definitely long overdue, the Little Shop of Horrors Funko Pops. That's right, these are dropping in August, and I'm excited because this movie came out in 1986. It was continuously being played in my house, mainly by my sister. And I don't ever remember seeing the movie from beginning to end personally myself, but I definitely remember a lot of different parts of it. I've seen enough of the movie to have seen the movie, I guess. I don't know, it's kind of weird because she's watched it so many friggin' times. That's my memory of the Little Shop of Horrors, is that my sister would watch it all the time. And so I definitely remember some of the characters. I definitely remember Audrey 2, which is the huge plant that everyone remembers that chomps down with those big ass teeth. So anyhow, we're going to get into the Funko Pops here. So we're going to jump right in and talk about these. So the first Funko Pop here, well, you know what, before we go to the Funko Pops, I just want to throw up a picture real quick. So these are the actors that played, because they're pretty famous. So you got so these are the three Funko Pops as well. So you got Seymour, played by Rick Moranis, and he's also played, I believe, in Ghostbusters, if he looks familiar to you. Then you have Oren, who is played by Steve Martin. He's the dentist there in the middle. And then you have Audrey, who is, I would say Seymour's girlfriend to a point. He named the plant after her. That's why he calls her Audrey II. And Audrey's played by Ellen Green over there on the right-hand side. So these are the three Funko Pops, the human Funko Pop versions. And then now we're going to talk about the actual Funko Pops themselves. So there's three human versions, which are the three characters I just talked about. There's three of Audrey 2, which is the plant. So three different versions of her. There's a baby version, which is a Target exclusive, a regular version, and then there's a chase version that's bloody. And then it's not a Funko Pop, but it is a Funko plushie, which is a stuffed animal. So I'll show you the Funko plushie of Audrey 2 at the very end of the video. So let's jump right in here. We got number 655, Seymour, and this is pretty much, this is Seymour from the movie. He's got the glasses, got the hair, definitely got the outfit down, and he's got, he's holding Audrey there, the plant. There's two Audreys. There's a human Audrey and a plant Audrey. So he's holding Audrey the plant, and this is just, it looks just like him from the movie. So there's really not much to talk about. I love the glasses, the hair, the plainness. He's such a plain Jane, but he's not a chick. But he's he just dresses very normal, just plain. Not a lot of style. I would say Oren, which is played by Steve Martin, he did a great job playing that character, by the way. Phenomenal job. But and Seymour did Rick did a great job playing Seymour. Don't get me wrong, Seymour is an awesome character. But clothing wise, he didn't really stand out. Where Oren, his character matched his outfit. He was wild. So anyhow, this is Seymour. I think he looks great, just like he does in the movie. And again, all these drop. I don't know when I say again. I don't know if I ever mentioned it. Maybe I did. But these are dropping in August. I don't have a date in August, but I know they are coming out. Funko has said that they're coming out in August. So whenever I hear a month, but I don't hear a date, I always suggest to start looking for them sometime around the 10th of the month. If you don't see anything hitting stores by the 10th, most likely they're going to come out the middle or the end of that month. So definitely, start keeping an eye out. You might be able to go to some websites, and I didn't do this before making this video, which is actually, now I think about it, is probably a pretty good idea. But you can go to different websites and pre-order these, and it'll probably tell you on there what's the release date itself. So I didn't do that. I probably should have, because that would have given you guys some more information there. But these are dropping in August, so if you go to a website and try to pre-order them, it'll give you a release date there. So, but I would say, somewhere around the 10th. Funko likes to drop. I mean, they do things all over the place sometimes, but usually they drop stuff in the first 7 to 10 days of the month. On the 7th or around the 10th of the month. So, at least that's coming with a lot of lines that they've dropped. So the second one we're going to talk about is Oren. This is the dentist, and so I think he looks great there. I wish they made a chase version of him wearing his mask in his death scene, and yeah, I'll throw up a picture of that. So that's him in his death scene. So he's gonna do some dental work there on Seymour, and not like Seymour really wants it done, but he's pretty much forcing Seymour there. And then he says, "Oh, I forgot the gas," and Seymour's like, "Oh, I was afraid that you weren't going to use gas, because it was going to hurt." And he's like, "No, the gas isn't for you, Seymour. It's for me." And then he calls it giggle gas. He puts on this mask and starts giggling like he does in the whole movie. And I remember this part. And then something happens to the mask. I don't remember what. It breaks, and Seymour doesn't help him, and he ends up, dying at his own hands, because something happened with the mask. So. Yeah, so anyways, I almost wish they made a chase version. They might later on somewhere down the line, but a chase version of Oren with his mask there. I think with the giggle gas, I think that would be an awesome chase. But this is the version of him. I love this version, just like the movie. He looks just like the character. Steve Martin did a great job playing the character. He looks, this Funko Pop looks just like the character from the movie. So definitely excited to pick this one up. And then the last one, of course, is Audrey. And I love that they chose the, I'm going to call it the alley scene, just because they were outside. And it's the scene that I showed you in the beginning of this video here, with all three characters. And she's wearing that leopard or cheetah, whichever animal it is, color or style of outfit. So this is on point with that scene there in the alley when... Oren goes and picks her up on his motorcycle there. So, but yeah, this is Audrey. She looks great. And she ends up dying in the movie as well. She gets eaten, or at least bitten, pretty much to death by Audrey 2, the plant. So, Seymour grabs her out of the mouth just as he's about to take his last bite. But she's, pretty much bitten all over and bleeding to death. And she ends up dying outside. And so... she ends up dying. Oren ends up dying. So if you haven't seen the movie, spoiler alert. So anyways, those are the three human characters. I think they look great. Funko, you guys did a great job. They look just like the characters in the movie. So obviously that's what you guys are set out to do. I think you guys did a great job. So now we get into my favorite part, which is obviously the plant. So we're going to talk about the Target exclusive. This is Baby Audrey second, and he's in a coffee can. And I believe in the movie he's coming out of a Maxwell House coffee can. And so I'm assuming Funko didn't get the rights to Maxwell House, so they just put coffee. But either way, I think it looks great. And this version of Audrey, seeing him in 2018, now looking at this baby version, kind of reminds me of Stranger Things, of Dart from Stranger Things, which is a smaller version of the Demogorgon, right? So you have smaller version of Audrey, baby Audrey. Oh, look how cute. It looks like lettuce with a mouth almost, like no teeth. This thing ain't scary. This looks so cute, just like Dart from Stranger Things, right? Dustin carries Dart around and everything. So, and then once Audrey 2 becomes humongous with the teeth, it's like the Demogorgon, with the big teeth. So, just kind of takes me back to Stranger Things, putting a parallel between the two, how they looked as a baby and how it looks when they're grown up, between the two. So definitely brings back flashbacks there of Stranger Things. And so there's Baby Audrey. This is a Target exclusive. And just as a reminder, these are dropping in August. And then here's the regular version of Audrey. This is Funko Pop number 658. This is obviously the adult version, or the adult version of him, and of her. Sorry, and even though it's a guy, well, at least in the movie, it's got a guy's voice, but it's called Audrey. So I don't know if it's a he or a she, or if it's an it, But we'll just call it Audrey. I don't know the sex of this plant because it has a male voice and it has a female name. So, but anyhow, this is the regular version of Audrey. Looks phenomenal. Looks definitely scary. You definitely don't want to put your hand in there. And if you look closely, and it's kind of hard to tell, but if I zoomed in on the Funko Pop, it's got almost a second row of teeth there on the bottom. So it kind of reminds me of a shark's mouth, where it just got all those jagged, all those sharp teeth, almost like a shark's mouth. So love the way they did this Funko Pop, especially when you see it up close. It looks really good. If you zoom in on it, it looks really, really good. And I'm excited to grab this one. And then the last one is the Chase version. It looks just like the one we just talked about, except it has blood on it. And you can see the blood there coming out of the mouth. You can definitely see the specks of blood on the upper lip, but on the bottom, and it's really hard to see unless you zoom in really close, but I have zoomed in on it, and the bottom row has a very thick layer of blood sitting there on the bottom lip. It's so thick that it's actually dripping down the sides of the mouth, on the back of the mouth. You can see it there on the right side of the mouth there too. It's just dripping down, and it's like the blood just sitting there. It's not blood soaked teeth, it's just blood soaked bottom lip, and I mean it is soaked with blood. So that's the Chase version, the bloody version of Audrey 2. And the only thing I would say is I would think Funko should have threw some blood splatter inside the box. I think that would have made it stand out a little bit more. Because sometimes as a pop hunter and collector, we're definitely looking for these chases, right? But and I'm not saying we bypass a chase, because I've never bypassed a chase on accident. But I will say that unless the chase really is significantly different, sometimes, I'm saying it could happen. It's never happened to me, but I'm saying it probably could happen. So if somebody's trying to look for chases, and maybe let's say Target has 8 Audrey 2s or Audrey the second, right? Either way, however you want to phrase it is fine with me. Audrey 2, Audrey second, it's fine. So let's say they have 8 of them on the shelf, and you're looking, you found the one you want. Now you're looking to see if they have a chase. The blood is really hard to tell unless you're just focused in on that blood. Like I'm looking for the blood. I'm looking for the blood. So I think if they added a blood splatter to the box, like to the window, which they do on a lot of Funko Pops that are bloody, I think it's obviously easier for us to find these, right? Because we would definitely instantly see the blood on the box and say that's the chase. But either way, doesn't take that much longer to look for the blood there in the mouth. But I just think it would have added more, though, not just for finding it as a chase, but also just adding it to more character. Like, man, this thing's vicious, like blood splatter in the box. You know what I mean? So, Audrey killed Audrey, for heaven's sake. So, I think there should be some blood splatter in the box. Funko, I would say they missed it on this one as far as not putting that in there, but that's just my own opinion. And so that's the Chase version of Audrey. And then this last one here, this is the plushie. This is the plush version of Audrey. Looks very cute. And this one they're going to be selling anywhere they carry Funko plushes. So your best bet of finding this is probably going to be at a store like Hot Topic, where they carry a large variety of different fandoms of Funko plushes. Meaning they carry Harry Potter. They carry Game of Thrones. They carry Lord of the Rings plushies. They have Stranger Things plushies. So, they have, different fandoms across the board, where some stores only carry 1 or 2 fandoms. You know what I mean? So, GameStop might carry this. They might, but they don't carry a lot of plushies. Hot Topic does. ThinkGeek does, which GameStop owns ThinkGeek. So, ThinkGeek might have this one. So, definitely look out. I would say your best bet is, unless you have a box lunch near you, definitely Hot Topic or ThinkGeek will probably be your best bet to find this. Maybe even a Target or a Walmart, but I would stick with probably Hot Topic. I would stick with ThinkGeek or Hot Topic to get this one. So that's the plushie. That wraps up the video, guys. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this video. As I always say in all my videos, please be kind to one another. I hope you liked this video. Definitely the movie was this is a throwback. It's been a long time since I remember seeing parts of this movie, and it's still amazing how this was decades ago, and I still remember parts of it like it was yesterday. Thanks to my sister who played it all the damn time. So, but thanks for watching the video. Always be kind to one another. I got some more videos dropping, so definitely look out for those. I got another unboxing of Star Wars to do too. Got a brand new case of that to unbox for you guys. So definitely be checking out some of these videos that I'm dropping real soon. So appreciate you guys for taking the time out of your day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.